Hello? I'm wondering if anybody can hear me. Anybody out there? This is my first time doing it, so I'm not sure if you can hear me, how everything is going. So I am trying this out for the first time just to see if this works out. So I have a few things to share, and I'm hoping that I'm not just okay, awesome. Some people can hear me. Thank you, Deb, and thank you, Kevin. Okay, great. Okay, so I wanted to just sort of go to you live because I never really do that. And I think that I watch other people go live, and I don't know, it's just a good way to connect and to show you all of the great things that I've been working on and to just offer a little motivation. I think one of the things that I hear a lot is we don't know how you get so much done. And there's a couple things to that. One is I don't have a life. I mean, I think that's my number one kind of sarcastic response. Once my six kids left, I really had to fill that space with a lot of uh, time, work, all of those things. But also raising six kids, everything in my life has been an assembly line. I had six kids who were all very close in age, and dinner time was an assembly line until they got older. Bath time was an assembly line. Everything in my life was an assembly line. And when my brain just sort of already functions like that, I also run my business, and the way that I tackle tasks are an assembly line. I sort of look at what's the fastest way to get something done, and that's kind of how I do it. So today I got up and I really didn't have to prep any dinner because we have a lot of leftovers from yesterday. So that part of my day was pretty much taken care of. And so I just had to feed the animals and come out here and prepare for Motivational Monday. But I just sort of will share different tips and tricks along the way of how I get a lot done. But also, I would just like to share a quote. And one of the quotes that I came across for motivation was one by C.S. Lewis, and it says, "You are never too old to set a new goal or to dream a new dream." And that is just another sort of um, inspiration for my life, is that I grew up a really terrible childhood, and really all I wanted ever was to grow up and have a normal family, and I was able to do that. And now that my children are gone, I get to be an artist and design fabric and patterns and do all these things up that didn't let myself dream that too much. And now a huge blessing for my life. Tell everybody it's not too late. Like, as long as we're breathing, we have time to set a new goal and to dream a new dream, and dreams come true. So as we go forward, some of you probably already know that I had a line that was just, I launched it last August and it delivered to shops in February, and it was called Live Boldly. And part of that was I chose that name. It was one of my quilt patterns from my first year of designing, but also Jenny from Missouri Star picked it up and she did a tutorial. And part of my whole thing with living boldly, we all have our own version of what that is. But for me, it was to accept myself, move on, and really stand firm in my beliefs and to work with my gifts and talents. And I mean, whatever that version is, and it changes as we grow and change and, all of those things. So I really wanted my first line to be representative of that because I wanted to like catapult everything on a good message. And um, what I'm pretty excited about is now that my second launch is happening, we added some extra wide backings, and one of those is the Live Boldly extra wide backing. I'll try to get close to the camera so you can see that, but isn't that pretty? I'm so excited. So this is a sample, a strike off that came. And so how the process works for designing fabric is, in case some of you don't know, some of you may already know, but I've discovered that a lot of people don't know. We tend to design everything on the computer in this industry. Obviously, there's some variances to that, but so I designed everything on the computer. For Live Boldly, I sent my digital swatches to my fabric company, and then they created fabric swatches that come from the factory that they work in overseas, and they send you a little snippet of that fabric. This is a piece of chicken scratch, and then you go through them, decide what changes that you want make. They send them back to the differences that you want. They send them back to the factory, then they'll send you another set of swatches until everything is kind of worked out. So this was my first swatch, but we didn't need to change anything because I just love it the way that it is, and I love when that happens. So these will land in December, along with some other extra wide backings from my chicken scratch line. And it just feels so great. I cannot wait to back all of my quilts in this fabric. So that's number one to share. And then my chicken scratch fabrics, I wanted to try to get you some close-up views of those. I only have like one camera because this is my first time going live, and I know that there's different apps that you can use to have different camera angles, but I figured I don't want to commit to that yet until I figure out the logistics of all of this already. And so with chicken scratch, I get 30 more colors. With Live Boldly, I had 30 colors. And with chicken scratch, I get 30 colors. And what's great about that is that when I chose all of my colors for chicken scratch, I used Live Boldly as sort of my base of, I have those base colors that I work with a lot, but with chicken scratch, I want to kind of complement all of those Live Boldly colors because they're both basics lines. And so with chicken scratch, I have some pastels, I have some really brights, and I have some jewel tones and sort of some muddy or more gray scale tones, and they really act as a blender. And then I have a few like really fun prints in there so that I can approach any one of my designs with all 60 of these colors and make it all work, because most of you know that I like to work with a lot of colors. So I have like 3 shades of one color, all the light, medium, and darks. And I really love to play with color. So to have 60 of my own colors is really a special thing for me. But one of the things that I really love about chicken scratch is it's really hard to tell. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the navy blue color. And there's a light design of chicken scratch, which has like kind of sprinkles and little chicken feet and like kind of asterisk sort of design, but the actual design that's printed on it fades in and out. So it's not just, like a solid color. Each like little element, even though it's tiny, sort of fades to light and dark throughout the design to give it a little bit of extra. And I just really love that. You can see it better on the darker tones, but so pretty. I want to just make a quilt with some of these dark jewel tones just so that I can see that design within that. But I'll hold up one called Confetti, which is the rainbow version. It's like black with the rainbow colors on it, so maybe you can see the design a little bit better. And so the little chicken feed, oh, we are, our chickens are now free ranging. When we first moved here, we had 4 dogs. One has since passed, which is devastating. But anyways, we had 3 big dogs and 1 little dog. And our 1 little dog is a Pomeranian named Elvis. He was my daughter's dog, but she left for college, so we now have Elvis. And well, we've always had Elvis, but anyway, so he unalived 2 chickens the first week we were here. And so we've had them in a really huge confined area near their coop, and they've been living a fine life, but we really wanted them to be really free range. We have 5 acres and they should be free to do whatever they want. And now we have 2 more dogs because my mother-in-law passed, and so we inherited hers. So we have 5 dogs now altogether. And we realized, because we had 1 chicken, her name was Dumpling, that just kept going over the fence. And she wasn't afraid of the dogs, and the dogs weren't afraid of her, and they weren't going after her. So we decided one day to open everything up, and we did it gradually, like they were in one side of the field. And, anyway, now they free range. Our dogs don't care. The chickens go right up to most of them, and they go into their coop. The dogs go into their little yard area if we have the fence open, and they all seem to live in harmony now. I think they were city dogs, and just anyway. So I could go on and on about my chickens. I love my chickens. And I love when I go out into the yard, they follow me around and they wait for their treats and, all that stuff. So when I designed this line called Chicken Scratch, I sell my real eggs in pink egg cartons with a little label with my little pink barn on it. And so I went to Timeless Treasures and asked them if we could sell pre-cuts in pink egg cartons, because that just tells the full story of, the little pink barn and Charisma Horton and everything in my life. And we had to go through a process of figuring it all out, but they did. And it's so adorable. I am so pleased. All of these land in December, but I have the pink egg cartons pre-listed on my site. And when you open it up, it looks like this. I mean, how cute is that? I've been opening and closing this for days, taking pictures. But all of the little fat quarters are rolled up like this and tied with a ribbon. I mean, oh my word. I'm going to stack these and make some really cute photos with just the rolled fat quarters as well. But I also decided, because I believed in this idea so much, that I committed to 100 cases of these. So I have 100 cartons of these coming to my house in December. And I need to sell these. So I have a contest on my blog. You can go visit that. But I'm going to put golden tickets because these come shrink wrapped to sell. Anyways, I'm going to put golden tickets in 10 of them randomly. I'll probably have Rob do it. And then as we ship them out, when you open it up, if you have the golden ticket, you get a prize. So just contact me when that happens. There'll be a secret code on there, and that code will tell you what the prize is. But the prizes are listed on my site. They're anywhere from quilt kits to quilt patterns, fabric bundles, anything like that. But my brother made me watch Willy Wonka about 555 times when we were growing up. And my friend Laura had this great idea. And I just thought, I'm just going to have to do it. And every time I think about the golden ticket, I have Charlie and his grandfather in my head singing and dancing and doing the whole bit. So if you want the golden ticket, you're going to have to buy an egg carton. So Other than that, I like really would love to answer some questions. If you have any questions about pattern design or fabric design or anything like that, I would love to answer questions. Otherwise, I can go on and on about other things that I'm doing. I have a little iPad here so that I can see questions if they come through. And behind me actually is a project that I'm working on. It's for QT Fabrics, and I designed a block of the month for them called Dazzle, and this is using a new basic that they came out with called Vibe, and this fabric is so amazing. I love it so much. I'm going to try to show you, but look at that color. So the base color is like this light blue color, and then it has like dark blue and like a mint green sort of weaved through it. So it creates this beautiful texture. I'll show you another one. So here's a purple, if you can see that. So I have to design this block of the month for them. So I'm doing a whole set of videos that will be on their site and my YouTube channel. I can't remember what the dates of when those will start dropping, but it's a 9-month block of the month, and there's a couple techniques in there, but most of them are traditional blocks. Just they use my use of color to make them stand out a little bit more within the design. And it's not a huge quilt. It is 68 by 85. So so you can look out for that, and I'll be listing it on my site soon, but I know that QT Fabrics also has it on their site. If you're interested in that extra or in that basics line, it's a beautiful, beautiful line. So hi, Anne. How are you? Hi, Venetia. How are you? Okay. Okay, so other than that, let's see what else I have going on this week. Today I have to do a distributor order to get that out. I have some shipping to do. I have quilting to do. I still do long arm quilting, and I do that every day. I have 3 long arms. One of them is computerized and the other 2 are not. So I try to get 1 custom quilt done a day, but I do have the computerized long arm running all day long typically, unless I am filming, because even though it's in the other room, you can still hear it through the door. So, but I'll be doing that. And what else do I have this week? I'm actually working on my 3rd line of fabric. So I'll give you a hint that that is a Christmas line. That's what we're hoping for. So I'm working on that. And then what else do I have going on this week? Well, I know I have a lot going on. I also have to prepare for a trunk show. So if you happen to be in the North Idaho, Spokane, Washington area, I'll be giving a live trunk show at Cup of Tea Quilting in Priest River, Idaho. And she has a cute little shop up there, Teresa. And so I'm taking a bunch of quilts and Live Boldly, and she's carrying the whole line of Live Boldly. So I'll be taking those quilts up there and giving a trunk show at noon on May 22nd. And where else am I going to be? In June, I'll be doing a guild trunk show and workshop in Sandpoint, Idaho. And then, of course, for those of you who traveled to the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, I'll be teaching at that show this year. I'm so excited. It's my first time going to that show, and I get to teach and learn all of the ropes. And everybody in the Pacific Northwest talks about this show, and I just have never been. My schedule has never lined up, or however it's worked out, I've never been able to go. And so it's like one of those bucket list items, and it's very exciting that quilting just kind of paves the way for me to get to go and do all of these amazing things and travel to places that I've never been because, we all have this shared interest. And so I'll be sharing all of that along the way as well for those who don't know. So I can go through some of the colors of chicken scratch. I'm hoping that you can see it online, but I have domino, confetti, which I already showed you, sparkle, and sparkle is like one of my favorite ones. It's the white with the colored background, and the name Sparkle. I just love sparkle. For those who have been following me forever, like you can never have too much glitter in your life, right? Piano, which is the black with the white. Chicken scratch, we have fuchsia, and lawn because chickens love lawn, right? That lawn green color. Spring, because I am no longer a spring chicken, and remodeling and renovating a house is like, makes that abundantly clear every single day of our lives. Corn silk, because chickens love corn. Custard, which is it's creamy, but not as yellow as corn silk. And then we have pink. And as you can see with pink, when I got my strike offs, I had two different versions to kind of choose from. So I had to pick one of those. Periwinkle. And it was the same with cactus. We sort of had 3 or 4 different versions of cactus to choose from so that we could kind of fine tune that design. And we had sage. You have a hen named Sparkles? Oh my, I'm going to have to do that. We have, we've named most of our chickens, but our favorite ones, of course, are Betty White. Many of you know Betty White. We do. We have one called Sparkle. No, we have one called Speckles because she's one of the speckled. She has some speckled. One of the breeds of chickens is like a speckled something, and she has part of that. She's an Easter egger, so she's a mix, but we call her Speckles, but not Sparkles. So we need to have a Sparkles hen. But that's cute, Kevin. We have Dora the Explorer because she's the most adventurous one, and she will eat out of my hand, and she follows us everywhere. She's very curious, but what I just love about her, she just makes me laugh every time because she never walks anywhere. She runs absolutely everywhere she goes, and it's just funny. She's like a cartoon character that, just is like always in a hurry. I swear that a whole a screenwriter would just like have fun coming to a chicken farm and just like giving a voice to all of the chickens in the yard because they're so hilarious. Like Rob cannot work, my husband cannot work near the chicken coop because he gets so distracted. He loves everything that they do. And I have to say, hey, you need to get your work done. And so when he was working on the back of the barn, putting in the air conditioner, it took like 10 times longer than it would have taken anybody else because he could not stop playing, watching, observing the chickens. So it's pretty funny. Thanks, Barbara. I'm really happy with the color selection, and I'm so excited for backings. So here's blue, and then we have mint. We have rose, and again, there was 2 versions of rose for me to sort of decide what I liked best. And then I showed you wine. My husband always cracks a joke. I don't drink, but every time we go past a wine place, he's like, let's go in there and get you the best box of wine they have in the store. And he just thinks it's hilarious. So we were at Costco the other day and he did that. But my kids and my husband always make fun of me too, because we live in a small town and the shipping outlet, FedEx, UPS, is in the liquor store. And so I have to make a visit to the liquor store every day to, and so my kids are always, oh, mom's got to make her daily run to the liquor store. And they just think that's the most hilarious thing because I don't drink. So it's like their wisecrack. Anyways, so navy, pear, and I think that was another one. So breezy, which is a light blue color. This is going to be a lot of sky in my designs, and ice. And I love ice because it sort of it's blue, but it has this like maybe a little tint of a purple in there. And then we have lilac. I have lilacs all over Spokane. I live outside of Spokane, which is the biggest city near us, and it's called the Lilac City. So a lot of lilac bushes grow pretty great here. And then peach, matcha. Is it matcha? Mandarin, which I love this bright orange color. Then we have sand. Mustard. I'm so looking forward to using this mustard. These are a few duplicates. And then frosty. Frosty is a very, very pale gray. And I've already started using that one. Nutmeg. And sea green. Okay, so that is my live for today. Motivational Monday. I hope that I offered you something, showed you something great. I think they're all great to me. These are all about a year in process. It took about a year for Live Boldly to come to fruition after I did that. And it's the same thing with Chicken Scratch. I have been waiting to tell you all about Chicken Scratch because this was actually designed to last summer, and we just sort of fine-tuned everything and decided to put it out. And so in December, it will be in shops. And I cannot wait to, in the next several weeks, kind of show you the things that I'm making. And also, I am going to be launching a sew-along in August with a, let's say, a homestead theme. And it will be using all of these fabrics along with Live Boldly. And so I will give you the details for that later on, and I'll kind of show you, but you could sign up for my newsletter. That's where all of the blocks will be. That comes out every Wednesday. So I'll be typing that up today as well. And so I hope that you will tune in and see what I have going on and share all of your projects. I love to see them. And of course, Kevin, share pictures of Sparkles and any other chickens because I'm the crazy chicken lady and I absolutely love them. We could talk chicken talk any day of the week. I love them. And I hope you guys have a great day and be blessed. Bye.